Welcome to the very, very last final level in Yasai Ninja, where we will fight Kyurinaga's army, and eventually Kyurinaga himself. The basic combat has gotten much, much easier, because now Broccoli Joe can chain 2 heavy hits together, which annihilates pretty much everything. In this level they try to mix and match every enemy of the game together, in a big clump, for you to fight, and I think that's appreciable. I like when games do that. Assuming the enemy designs work together well, of course. Sometimes they don't work together well, and when that happens maybe they should stay separate. But in this game I guess it's okay because none of the enemy designs are too threatening. In beat-em-ups you have to be careful about which enemies you mix together and when you do it, because you don't want to overwhelm the player, but you also want to make them feel like their skills are being put to the test, and if they know what each enemy type does, then it's only natural to start putting them together. I think way back in the Fatal Fury Final Let's Play on this channel, I think it was put as like you're watching a fish tank. You know, you examined all of the enemy types and you know how they behave, and now you just need to act accordingly for each of them. But that was in Fatal Fury Final, which had really nice enemy placement and really good design in general, except for some balancing issues. In this game, on the other hand, the enemies don't really pose much of a threat at all. So I guess you can throw any of the enemy types together if you wanted to, which is what they did. Speaking of other beat-em-ups, you might notice that Kyurinaga for some reason is wielding 2 katanas, which is not how you're supposed to do that, or do that with swords in general. That's not how that's supposed to work. And it reminds me of the character Katana, or Sodom, if you're playing an uncensored version, in Final Fight, where Sodom's entire gimmick is basically that he's obsessed with Japanese culture but misunderstands it massively. So he's wearing a samurai outfit and wielding 2 katanas and is obsessed with all things Japanese, even though he has very little understanding of Japan and probably got all of his understanding of it from anime. That doesn't stop him from being a formidable opponent, though, to be fair. He's very fast. I didn't make any of that up, by the way. That's actually his backstory. I think that was said in the Final Fight Let's Play too. But Kyurinaga reminds me of Sodom, or as I said, Katana, which I don't think is intended. Ironically, Mr. Kyurinaga is far easier to fight than Sodom, in spite of him supposedly being far more fearsome. But there are few things as difficult as Capcom's beat-em-ups. Capcom's beat-em-ups are very well liked with a specific range of people, but they're generally very, very difficult to the point of unfairness, and they throw a lot of arcade nonsense at you to steal your quarters. It's possible to play them well, but you shouldn't have to try that hard. Just play Streets of Rage instead. Sure, the console port of Final Fight is a bit easier, but you still shouldn't have to try that hard. You know, I play a lot of beat-em-ups, but there's a point at which it just becomes far, far too much. I'm certain that dialogue was much more emotional in the developer's head. Our strategy for Kyurinaga is to let Kaoru is his name Kaoru? Yes, I'm pretty sure his name is Kaoru. Our strategy for Kyurinaga is to let Kaoru distract him, and then keep wailing on him with our heaviest attack as Broccoli Joe, and he goes down really, really fast. He has 3 or is it just 2 phases? Either way, when his health goes down, he can refill it. But eventually he stops refilling it, and that's when he loses. It's a very easy boss. And part of the reason it's so easy is because that new attack Broccoli Joe got just is so ridiculously strong. Right now I am running around attacking the archers to get them out of the way, because getting shot in the back by archers while we're fighting Kyurinaga is not ideal. We want to get those guys gone. Other enemy types it's not so bad, but archers can attack from a distance, so our area of effect attack won't do anything about them. But after they're out of the way, we'll go back to pounding on Kyurinaga, if Kaoru hasn't already killed him before we get there, because it looks like Kaoru is winning. Yeah, somehow. He just refilled his health for the last time, so this time when we take out Kyurinaga, he stays down. And that'll be it for the game. A little anticlimactic, just wailing on the boss until he goes down, but what are you going to do about it? It's not like the beat-em-up design in this game was great, but the game was cute.
こうやって彼らの旅が始まったのだった。しかし、本当の戦いは始まったばかりだ。彼らは暴君キルイは倒せない敵ではないと証明したのだ。次のミッションは暴君キルイを倒すため新しい仲間を探し出し、彼らの大地を守ることだ。しかし、その話は次回に持ち越される。